is the Bible.
Yeah.
It's laid out, straightforward. All the answers you need to put away this maturity, immaturity in your marriage is the Bible or in a marriage.
Yeah, and I think too often we forget that when we first get inside a marriage, it is a maturing state.
Yeah.
But we must mature into coming closer together. You know, it's almost like I said, one of my favorite verses I would have to say in the Bible is Corinthians. We even put it in our book. 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man or woman, I put away my childish ways. And I would have to say that's my favorite. My favorite verse in the Bible, because I know for a fact that you got to put away all childish things to actually make your relationship work. Because a child is a very selfish person.
Right.
We think selfish. We act selfish. We do things only for our best interest.
We speak selfish. As a child.
Yeah.
So we got to go back and revisit that verse though right quick, because there are 3 very important factors in this verse that can change the course of a marriage, of a relationship, of friendship, if you implementing what the blueprint tell you.
Yeah.
So when I was a child, I spoke as a child. That's 1. I spoke. I understood as a child. That's 2. I thought as a child. That's 3. But the major thing is when I became a man. So let's not get it twisted, because it's just because you older, over 21 or over 18, don't make you a woman or a man. So you gotta have that check. You gotta, when you become a man or a woman, you mature. So that's when you becoming that man and that woman, and you put away those childish ways. So you still got people out here that's grown, but still childish.
Haven't matured to their fully adult self.
Right. They're not that man and that woman. They just got that age. But yeah, so let's talk about spoke a little bit, because I mean, I spoke as a child. So what childish speaking to you in a
like I said,
relationship?
A child is selfish, but a child he speak in himself. So everything they speak is gonna be to kind of keep themselves
like a me
it's me state.
Yeah. They had that me first.
Me first
attitude.
Let's say you was instead of you would all, let's say if you were asking your spouse to get you something, you ask you to get you tell them to get you something. Like, let's say, baby, could you stop by the store and pick up some McDonald's or something? Everything or something. But you would say, get me some McDonald's. See, when you are maturing in the relationship or the marriage stage, we got to let them me statements go. It's about, because now I'm feeding 2, I'm probably feeding the household, my family and stuff. So now I'm like, what we eat. And too often, most people don't mature in that state where they actually know how to stop speaking in me statements.
One me.
That me.
Yeah. Just like going to the store, you go, y'all stop at the store, y'all want to roll, you and your spouse, and you just go in the store and just get you some.
Yeah.
And then when you come back out, your husband or your wife looking at you like, what mine? You like, well, you didn't ask me.
Yeah, you see me going in the store.
Right, why you didn't ask me? You know, the maturity in that relationship would have been, and mindfulness would have been, baby, I'm going to get me this out the store. You need anything? Or, I know I know you thirsty or something. What you want? Not making it about me. But making it about we and us.
Too often we don't catch ourselves in little things like that.
We don't catch it, and it be the little things that really put that relationship to death. I mean, there's power in the tongue. So that's speaking. So you can speak things into your relationship when you arguing, that's childish.
Yeah.
You know, but you can say some things.
Yeah.
That you speaking on your relationship, the death of your relationship.
Yeah. And like I said, a child speaks before they think. Adult, we don't need to do that. When we become adults, we think before we speak.
Right.
But too often when we haven't matured up to that state, and we still just speaking before we think.
Right. And it just proves to me that it's too many of us not actually going to the blueprint. You're just not. You slow to speak. I mean, slow to speak. To listen, but you quick to speak.
Yeah.
You have to be slow to speak.
Yeah. And quick
and
to
that's
listen.
in the Bible. That's what I'm saying. Most
that's
of
another
this
verse
stuff,
in the Bible.
Yeah, it's in the Bible.
And sometimes you hear people like, dang, she just say anything. She just say, don't mind her. She just say anything to her. She hasn't matured yet, or they haven't matured yet. When somebody might make that step, so they just say anything to anybody.
And why does a child do that though? Because they not mature enough to know that they hurting the other person. Yeah. So when you older, you know what you saying.
Yeah, you know what
to your partner that's gonna hurt them. Yeah. But you don't care. Yeah. So you thinking like you speaking like a child. Yeah. Or reacting like a child.
Because it's thinking about self. And when we mature up, then it's relational. We know that words, they, like I said, I know we was at a child that parents say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Now, words don't hurt you, but you hear them. Right. So as an adult, we understand that words might not hurt this person. Well, it will hurt this. It will hurt the relationship. Right. So it might hurt the person, but more or less, when we as an adult, we thinking about what I say can hurt this relationship. So we watch what we say to them. Right. Because our words do hurt relationships. So it depends on what type of relationship the person we speaking to. So we need to understand that what we say to them will affect them. Right. And as adults and mature people in a relationship or a marriage, we know that it affects them. Yeah, so if you are with that person who just say anything to you, it might just not be a mature adult yet. Yeah. You know, you might not be with a man or a woman. Yeah. So you might need to, something to consider. And like I said. So, but if you married, it's still something to consider too. But you just can't drop your marriage like that. So, if you notice that your spouse is talking to you any kind of way, or being about themselves, being childish, then maybe y'all need to go to counseling or talk to each other. Tell them about it if you're married, because it just ain't easy. You can't just walk away to marriage. Yeah. And I believe that like I said, that is the first stage in maturity in relationship. Do y'all talk to each other right? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we in relationship maturity, and the first thing is, do I love you enough? Do I respect you enough not to talk to you any kind of way? Yeah. We ain't even got to the next two. So if you speaking, naturally you speak what you think. Right. So naturally you're gonna speak what you think. So you already know if your spouse is speaking to you any kind of way they got no respect for you, then that's not in the Bible. Right. And that's a person who's still childish. And I'm sure as adult we didn't come into our adult relationship want to date a child. Right. Or did we? Did we even? You didn't. And that'll be next. But see, that's gonna be our thought. So we won't get into this. But you need to even be mindful of saying things like, "You get on my nerves." Yeah. You get on my nerves. Yeah. Just continue. Dang, you get on my nerves. Like walking off, even just saying that, just putting that out there. Yeah. It's gonna make things even more miserable. Yeah. Because our mouth forms our reality. Right, so you might not even be speaking to him, or you might not be speaking to her, but you saying it. You just saying it, you just saying it to yourself. Yeah, you saying it, you implement, you planting it. Yeah. You planting it, you speaking it into existence, and you planting it into your body, or your mind, I say, that this person get on your nerves, so it's going to be hard for you to overcome that. To switch that thing, because like I said, and I think too often we got to catch ourselves, because we do say things like that. Yeah. And we're not realizing that our thoughts and then we start speaking. Our thoughts already form our reality. Right. And then we start thinking it, then we speak it, then it's a whole nother thing. Mm. So we can watch our maturing is watching our words, because our words will dictate our relationship. Right. Be careful what we say. And as maturing adults in an adult relationship, we need to do that. Yeah, we need to be mindful. Need to do that. Yeah, the first thing we need is don't speak to the one we love any kind of way.
And don't speak to ourselves about the ones we love in any kind of way.
Because if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can't do what's going on. So if we think that, then we're going to act on it. They might say something, we already got that thing in our mind, but what we see.
Right.
And that goes back to kids. I know when we tell our kids, don't say I can't. You never say, sometimes we give that prep talk to our kids. Never say you can't. Never say you can't do something. That's words.
Yeah.
And as adults, we gotta stop saying words like I can't stand, I can't. This is. We put it up. Never say you can't do that.
Right. Yeah. And I'm sitting over here thinking about when somebody comes to the door and the mama be like, tell them I ain't home, and the kid goes to the door and be like, my mama said,
yeah,
she not home,
Yeah.
So I mean, kids, you can see that kids do.
Yeah.
All kinds of, they kids.
Yeah.
So they really don't think about what they speak.
Yeah.
So again, the Bible is the biggest blueprint. It tells us to be slow to speak. Yeah. It's a reason. Think about it. Think about what you're saying before you say it.
Yeah.
Think about how this might impact your relationship. Think about this stuff. Yeah. I know it's in the heat of the moment, but we still, if we just take a second before we even respond.
Yeah.
We might change the whole course of that argument or that conflict, or even if it's a good topic you're talking about, you might be communicating to your spouse on a good note. So, dang, what can I say?
Yeah.
To even get to, make it even more impactful for tonight.
Yeah, because like I said, in any conversation we talk, and most people we talk, and we it's just a simple discussion that can easily escalate if we're not emotional fit for the conversation at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But we got two chances to bring the relationship tone down. I think too often if we speaking as a child, then we, like I said, we trying to get our word across. Mm-hmm. And by the time that relationship comes to the second back and forth, the relationship is escalated. A child thinking as a child, we're gonna escalate the relationship, that talk. Thinking as an adult, we're gonna bring it down. Why? Because we think of relationship. I don't want to cause no beef.
Right.
So I'm gonna bring the conversation down. I'm gonna get out of my feelings. Child, stay in their feelings. I'm gonna get out of my feelings, and I'm gonna bring the tone of this conversation down so we can actually speak as adults, so we can talk like adults.
Right.
So we can talk like adults, like we would talk to anybody else. But it seems like with our spouse, we seem to let words get out of control.
Right. Well, and we also need to be a little mindful about, how we project the words that we're saying, because that can change the whole course of the conversation too.
Yeah.
Okay, so like children, when they talking to their mom or something or dad in this heated way, they just, again, they say anything, they might even get loud a little bit before they get smacked.
I hate you.
Yeah. A little before they get smacked.
Yeah. They raise their parents say something, they raise their tone.
Yeah.
But they see that right there, that's a perfect example. They raise their tone. The parents say something to, they raise their tone, like who you getting loud with.
Right.
And that's the same thing when we interacting with our spouse. Like I said, our words, the way we talk to our words, we either gonna, like I said, bring the conversation up or de-escalate the conversation.
Absolutely.
So we need to think first before we speak.
Yeah. And which brings us into thought.
Yeah.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
I thought as a child. When I was a child, I thought as a child.
Yeah.
But now that I'm grown, now that I'm a man, a one man with my chest sticking out, then I'm thinking differently. You know, so thinking as a child, it's kind of still the same. That's still selfish act, and children really can't think like adults. You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't know the repercussions. The mind ain't developed, so they don't know the repercussions of what they're doing or what they're saying.
Yeah. Mostly what they're doing, because like I said, I remember when I was a teen, like I said, I was out there loose. I didn't realize the repercussions of what I did to after the fact.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if we're a teen, you're young out there. They say you're young and dumb. You're out there. You don't realize the repercussions of things to after. You don't think. You don't realize repercussions after you do. You think after you do it.
Yeah, and as a child, I would say you don't. Again, you don't really think like in a teen relationship. Like when you a teen and you decide to get you a little boyfriend or girlfriend, you don't really care about
too much energy.
Yeah, too much energy. There's no thought.
Yeah.
There's no thought. You might be going with her for the looks.
Yeah.
She might be popular, or he might be popular in school on the basketball team. Something. Yeah. Man, you don't think when you were a child or a teen, but when you were adult, come on, that thought process.
Especially,
you gotta up that thought,
and you gotta keep thinking because we both adults and we growing to each other.
Right.
Marriage is we growing to learn each other. Yeah, we got married because we loved each other. We felt like we was in love, but now we're growing to learn each other. So we teaching each other how to love us. I'm teaching you how to love me. You teaching me how to love you. So it's a maturing state. We mature together. We form together, and that means acting. And everything else comes with it. We got to speak, which, like I said, starts how we speak to each other. Then it starts how we think about what we think about each other.
Right.
Because what I think about you, if I think, like if I somebody out there, let's say you think your wife don't do nothing or she lazy, then that's how you gonna treat her.
Like she lazy, yeah.
And that's how that's how you gonna speak to her like she lazy. Yeah. So we gotta watch our thoughts and our words because that's what we do.
Right. I would even say think ahead.
Yeah, think ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, think ahead.
Adults think ahead. Right. Kids don't. Kids think afterwards. Yeah.
Think ahead. Like maybe your wife at work, you at home or something. I'ma go ahead and cook. You know, I'ma go ahead and do this. You know, be thoughtful, be mindful about what's going on. Yeah. Because that thought pattern, that's where it starts in the mind. Everything.
And the more we think ahead, the better we be when we get there.
Right.
Not necessarily be anxious about getting ahead.
And that's in the Bible too.
Yeah. Don't be anxious. God said be anxious for nothing. Don't be anxious, but still we think.
Yes. That's just like planning a vacation or something.
Yeah.
We want to think ahead because we want to what? We want to be prepared.
Yeah. We want to make sure we got all our things. We want to make sure we got the toothbrush, everything.
Right.
And that's how marriage is. Was that we get aside, and now it's not so much that we got everything planned out because we growing as we go.
Right.
But we still I'm thinking okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think too often we think it's just the simple things, food, maybe some sex,
like a child.
Thinking
like a child.
All a child needs is what? Food, clothes, and probably when they get older, teenagers, a car.
Yeah, and myself.
Yeah, and myself. Me, food, clothes, and a car, and maybe a place to stay to live in.
Yeah, that's all.
All the things that God said He can provide.
Mm-hmm.
In a relationship, it's not like that. Them things will come natural.
Right.
Food. Hopefully you get a car. It might not be the car you like, but hopefully you get a car. Food, car, shelter, and sex. All those things are natural if you're in the marriage. But all those things come natural. But it's the other things that don't come natural.
Right.
And we must mature into.
Right.
Because we still learning each other.
Enhances our marriage.
That enhances our marriage.
You know, let us know that we care about each other and let us know that we're in it together. Like we're a team. So yeah.
And as we talked about in the first podcast episode, which is the mindset.
Yeah.
The mindset of now we're a team. Now it's time to mature into a team. Now I'm thinking. Now I'm cultivating. And I'm growing into it. Now my actions aligning with my words, or my thoughts aligning with my words.
Yeah.
Or my words aligning with my thoughts.
Right. And you know what? Football or something like that is definitely like a good analogy for a relationship when you become a team, because you on a team. You huddle.
Everybody got their own position.
Yeah, you play your position.
Yeah.
You get on that field and you do your best together as a team. You score.
Yeah. You score. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we want to treat our marriage.
Yeah. We're the team.
Mm-hmm.
And we're maturing, and like I said, we interact and we growing, and I'm saying nothing like I said, using sports and things. Mm-hmm. Most people in sports, you start bonding with each other.
Right.
Your relationship start going pros. You start you making. I mean, you just grow. So relationships and marriage is a maturing state.
Yeah.
And if we fail to keep maturing closer together, because the Bible say a husband and a wife leave they mom and pops to cling to each other. So it's a clinging. That how do we cling? We start maturing to one person.
Right.
We start maturing to one person. What do you think?
Love it, babe. I think we should talk about understanding now. Because truly understanding was next.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I threw thought in there.
Oh, yeah,
because I thought it was next. But yeah, so understanding. Understanding. Now that I'm grown, now that I'm a woman, whether I'm married or not, but in a marriage, you know, you gotta play your cards different. But even if I ain't married, I understand as an adult.
Yeah, you put away childish ways.
I put away those childish ways.
And I think
way of understanding.
And that means once we start learning stuff, then we put away the old way of doing things.
Right.
That no longer applies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said, I put away childish ways. That's what I did as a child. I'm an adult now. I'm a tuner. I know that I can't no longer do that. That could mean you can't give me that right there. That means you no longer run the streets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married now.
Right.
I got to put that away.
Yeah.
And too often we want to have our cake in relationships. We want to have our cake and eat it too, and it don't work like that.
No, it don't.
It don't work like that. Once you realize, you speak for better or worse. So that means, like I said, we growing to each other. We growing to one. We become one flesh. We become one.
Yeah. So to me, it's very important to even understand what we're getting into when we get into a marriage before we get married.
Yeah.
Understand what's going on. Understand what's going on even before you get into a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, because that's gonna change the course again too. Like this might not even be a person that you want. But just because you was blinded by something else.
Yeah. And we didn't learn the lesson within the lesson.
You didn't understand what you was getting yourself into.
Yeah.
So understanding is deep. I mean, because if you understand, then you do.
Yeah.
You know, and you do it the right way.
And you do, and like I said, you start habit stacking on what you learn.
Absolutely.
So understanding is a habit stacking formula.
Right.
I understand this, so now I don't do this. I understand that, so now I don't do this. Then I mature to the best version of myself.
Right.
So in other words, for us to mature to the best version of ourselves, we gotta let go some things.
Right.
It's a pruning process. So I gotta prune. Especially when we're in marriage, we pruning each other. I'm cutting. I know I love you, and I think, but I'm not trying to change you. But there's still some things that I know you can mature in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See, that's what I think too often the gap is. People say, "Oh, they trying to change me."
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not necessarily change somebody. Sometimes it's a mature.
Right.
Sometimes the person just want to see the mature version of you.
Right. And in our marriage, I can honestly say that sometimes I get upset. Because of the way you saying something, but I don't understand.
Yeah.
It gotta be that I don't understand that you are trying to help me.
Yeah.
You know, even if you say it in a way that I don't like, I still need to understand that you my husband.
Yeah.
You're here for me, to better us. You know, you know.
I mean, but
I shouldn't take it the way, you know, I take it.
Yeah, but you know if the person trying to say something actually belittle you, you know what I'm saying? Belittle and just trying to, like I said, because any person, there's people that try to make you, put you down, make you feel down, or there's people actually saying stuff to criticizing you to pick you up, to make you a better person, because we all come, there's nobody is their full self.
Right. So it's definitely imperative for us, or for people to understand their partner.
Yeah.
You gotta understand them, because if you understand them, then you know them.
Yeah.
If you understand, you know them, and you know they're not saying it to hurt you. They're not saying it to harm you. So, you know, understanding the person.
Yeah.
Like if Lamont, if you are a person who talk with authority, and that's just the way you talk, then I need to understand it. Like, no, I gotta be mindful too. Like, okay, he always talking like that. You know, that's how he talk. That's just who he is. You know, he just talk like that. I can't expect for him not to, you know, to come to me. I mean, you know, he's more authoritative.
And I think, in relationships, people do expect that somebody to come, in order for their talk, you need to calm the tone down. Yeah, in certain cases, but we as adults, we got to mature up the next. It's not necessarily the tone, but what did that person say?
Right.
Did they say something that really hurt your feelings, or did they just say something and you just can't take criticism?
Right. But see, most times you can't even get past the tone.
You can't even get past to hear the real message. No, they act something simple.
Yeah.
And I like the, maybe you guys can check this out, the John Gottman relationship survivor quiz.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a quiz that you can use to test and see how much your partner influences you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think too, I hear a lot of women say, "Can't no man tell me nothing."
Yeah.
Or ain't no man gonna run me. And those people more or less have daddy issues.
Yeah.
But
that's another story. Yeah, they do got daddy issues, but yeah, that's another story.
Because too often I think, see, when we grown, the first thing we think is, can't nobody tell me nothing, I'm grown now.
Right.
And we carry that mentality in our relationship, and we hear our partner, but we not really listen to her. So we end up messing up our relationship because we didn't mature in that relationship.
Yeah.
We gotta put away any kind of childish understanding. If we don't understand, then we need to ask questions. And when, like I said, as adults, we don't do temper tantrums. We actually speak so our partner can understand what we want, what we trying to persuade them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Adults, we gotta learn how to speak our mind, to tell our partner exactly what we want.
Yeah.
Not throw a temper tantrum because we're not getting what we want.
Right.
We gotta actually speak up and say what we want.
Right.
A closed mouth don't get fed.
And not only do we need to speak up, like when our partner's speaking up, we need to be thoughtful, and we need to think and understand what our partner is saying to us. Like, we might be out, say, me and you out shopping, and I want a bag, but we really don't got the money for that bag. Instead of me pouting, you saying no, not right now, we don't got the money for it. Just understand what that look like. Okay, we got to pay this, we got to do this, we got to do that. And even if we all caught up, it's always something that goes on in life.
Yeah.
So outweigh it. Is the bag more important than your car might need fixed for you to get to work next week? Or no? I mean, so just be mindful, understanding, use your thought process, and roll with it. Yeah. And just, okay, baby.
Yeah, I understand.
Maybe I can get it next time.
Speaking the right words, thinking before you speak, and understanding that we shape our reality, man.
Right. So before we end this, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, and I thought as a child. But when I became a man, a grown man,
I put away
those childish things.
And a good book that we recommend, we actually put in our thing, was the book Us by
Terry Real.
And because it teaches you, that book teaches you how to start getting that separating me from us.
Yeah.
What's called us?
From me to you.
Me to you. Separating that individuality inside relationships that we come in with.
Right.
So we can actually mature into the full relationship that I know we want.
Yeah. So we need to put that, again, that's Us.
Yeah.
By Terry Real, and we'll put a link.
Yeah.
To where you can get the book, and also copy our book. Grab a copy of our book, because Lamont and I, we don't just teach this. We teach this because we live this.
Yeah.
So we want to help other couples to enjoy marriages like we do. Because we see so many marriages and relationships just breaking up, and they divorcing, and they just not right for each other from the start. So we out here on a mission to help save more marriages, help create more marriages for the long haul. That's our goal.
Yep. And you can't wing this thing, man.
Nah.
If it was easy, if everybody was good at
easy,
relationships, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, people out here miserable because they jumping in things. We want to build relationships, but we don't know how to do it.
Right.
We don't know the right way. We bring
the
wrong version.
Why we doing it?
Why? Because we bring the wrong version of us inside that relationship.
Right, but we don't know why we even want to get in a relationship.
We just want to do it.
We just want to do it because it look good.
Yeah. So our job with this channel, guys, is to really help you guys to actually love the person that you with, man.
Right. And
not just be in a relationship.
Right. Lamont and I, we love to have these type of conversations. So and I love this episode. Yeah, I did. It's gonna help a lot of couples who understand what we're talking about to go to that good book.
Yeah.
And not only the good book, make sure you get Us again and get our book. We'll put the link down there, and we put our heart in it to help other couples.
Yeah. So again, to recap, guys, understand that. Watch your mouth. Put away Put away the childish words that you may speak that are selfish.
Yeah.
Only use words that lift your partner up.
Right. If you call yourself a man or a woman, then you gotta you can't unless you done put away those childish ways.
You cannot grow up
unless you speak like a man, understand like a man, and think like a man.
Yeah.
You got them. If you do, then you put away your childish ways.
And you grew up and you're a mature adult.
A man being a man or one man, it takes more than just paying the bills.
Yeah, and it's more than just paying the bills.
Regular living.
Or having sex.
Especially in a marriage.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, click that. Well, and wherever you see in the description, the links, you can go ahead and, go on there. You can also go to TnL.JVisions.com. And thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the conversation. Feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah. And let us know your thoughts about this video.
Yes, we are actually going to put more people. We're looking to get more people on our page on Facebook at TnL.JVisions. So you'll see a little bit out on that. And we are going to do a 30-day mindful challenge. But there will be a prize for the person who completes it. All right, the mindful challenge. We're looking forward to that.
And what the challenge is, guys, just to help you be mindful, to start living in a moment. If we can live in a moment, then we're going to realize every day is a blessing.
Yeah. All right. And this has been another episode of Visions of Love and Relationships. I'm Tanya, and this is my wonderful husband, Lamont. And we want you to get out there, have some vision, and go build. See you on the next one.